Hi Divine Woman, welcome back to this Petite Podcast. I am going to introduce to you a very powerful book that is going to become like your little go-to and disease investigation Bible. This book by Louise Hay called Heal Your Body is a book that really transformed the way that I viewed a disease. Before, whenever I used to get like a headache or constipation, a UTI, acne, bloating, whenever I would get sick, I would just get so angry at my body and be like, it's like, you're disturbing my peace, you're disturbing my movement, my reality right now. And at the end of the day, I understood that my body was just trying to tell me a message, was communicating something to me through that disease. Because unfortunately, at least in my case and in many people's cases, I only used to listen to my body whenever it was at an extreme point of pain and discomfort. That's when I was like, okay, what's up? Because before it was just like denial and rejection of like those messages. And now when I decided to find my inner balance, I decided to really look at the messages my body was trying to tell me instead of being pissed off at them. And so when I found this book, I began to heal my body by understanding what emotion was behind that disease. For example, with the UTIs I just mentioned, here you have every disease. This is the meaning and the emotional aspect, and this is the affirmation you can say to begin healing it. With bladder problems, it's anxiety, holding on to ideas, fear of letting go, being pissed off. And that's something that I truly identify with because I used to get mad and hold it. I would be like so pissed off. And how does it manifest? Whenever I would pee, it would burn. My emotions would come out in a way that would hurt me. And so when I understood that every time I had a UTI, it was because I was holding on to anger, I was like, okay, let me work on my anger. And I did practices to release that anger and come back to my peace. So if you have something similar, one of the practices that I can really recommend is to forgive both yourself and the other person or the other situation that caused you that anger. Have a meditation where you look at the scenario and forgive yourself because that's what you knew best at that moment. And forgive the other person because they knew that information until that point. And so when you really forgive, you begin to heal that anger and it begins transforming. And also when you transform that, your physical symptoms and your disease also begins to heal. So really understanding your emotions, it's very, very powerful, so you're able to heal. I trust that this information helps you, and I really recommend getting this book. It's like $12 in Amazon, or you can download it in a PDF and begin doing your little disease investigation. Until next time.